Hello, so here we are on the third person template, new created project. So the first thing you're gonna do here, let's import the animation of glide of the UE5 skeleton. So we're gonna choose the UE5, but if you're using the UE4 skeleton, you can choose the second one. So that's up to you. You can click on import all. All right, now that we import the animation, let's import the umbrella. So click on this. So let's ignore this issue here. I'm gonna post the link of this animation and the umbrella in the description below. This umbrella here I got from the Sketchfab. And let's create a new folder for the umbrella. So let's call this umbrella. You can name it whatever you want, doesn't matter. Let's select everything here. Let's move to umbrella folder. That's all we need to import. Let's go to umbrella and let's click on here, umbrella, and right mouse click. Let's go to asset actions and click on here, create blueprint using this. Choose umbrella folder, and on the name here below, you can type BP, capital letters, underscore umbrella. And if you go to the viewport here, we can visualize the object. And if you go down here, we can check the collision. We're gonna choose collision preset to no collision because we're not gonna want the umbrella to collide with the character. We can close out of this. So now that we have the blueprint, we can go to the third person BP. Now that we're here, we're gonna choose a key that when we press, we can glide. In this case, I'm gonna be using the right mouse button. So let's just type here right mouse button. You can choose whatever key you want, it doesn't matter. But in this tutorial, it's going to be the right mouse button because it's easier for me. So when you press the right mouse button, we're gonna want to spot the umbrella. So let's say spa actor from class. So, and here in class, let's choose BP underscore umbrella. The way we named there, it has to be the same name. And here on spa transform, we're going to choose where this umbrella is going to spawn. So if we go, oops, what is this? Yeah, it's gonna, if I compile, it's gonna ask for the transform because it cannot spawn. It has to, for an actor to spawn, it has to have transform location and rotation of the object. So if you go back to the third person map and let's go actually back to the BP third person character. All right, if you go to the character here, we can click on this. And here you can see the skeletal mesh. Double click on this. And here on the skeleton tree, not in the asset details, click on here. And let's search for the hand left. Here you can preview the animation so you can see how and where the umbrella is going to be. So click on preview animation, choose glide, UE5. So that way it's going to be easier for us to preview the umbrella on his hand, on her hand, whatever. Can right click here and add socket. So this is adding a socket to the hand. As we did in the previous tutorials, I don't know if you watched it, but we did the same thing. So if you select here and press F2, you're gonna be able to rename it. I'm gonna call this hand underscore L umbrella. Umbrella. And let's copy this. Let's copy the name of this and go back to the BP third person character event graph. And we're going to get the mesh. So drag and drop here. And we're going to drag off this. And we want to access we want to get the socket transform location. So here in the socket name, it's asking for you to which socket do you want to use. So I'm going to use this socket here. So you just paste the name of the socket here, whatever you named it. It can be whatever name you want. And here you got the return value. The return value is the transform. So you just got to connect the transform. So what's happening here? It's gonna get the location of this socket. So it's gonna get the location and rotation of the socket named umbrella when we spawn our actor in the world. When we compile, it's good. We need to add the preview asset. We need to add the umbrella. So that's the static mesh that is going to be spawned with the character in the world. Let's just adjust the rotation of this umbrella. It doesn't need to be perfect. And again, if you want to pause the animation, you can just pause here. Let me see. All right, that's good already. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay, so now we want to attach, because when you play and press the right mouse button, it's not attached. Attach actor to component, and the target is going to be, the parent is going to be the mesh, and the target is going to be the return value of the spawn actor. So now we need the socket name. So let's just copy the socket name here from here and paste it here. And also the location rule, rotation, we can snap to target, everything. Compile and hit play. Now it works. Okay, that's very good. So what we can do here, we can collapse all these nodes. And then we can say attach. We can say spawn. And attach, spawn attach. We can connect this to output. So now we need to program the gravity scale. When we jump, we want the character to like be in to glide, right? We want the character to glide. And to do that, we're gonna grab the character movement, get velocity. We're gonna split the structure. This other one is going to be set velocity. Let's split the structure pin again. So now we're gonna need the X, connect the Y, and the Z left empty. So for making the character to glide, we need to modify the Z axis with the gravity scale. So that way we're gonna make the character to glide. We can actually drag off this gravity scale, set gravity scale, and connect this. So the air control, oh my god. Now we need to get the air control. So set air control, enter, connect this. So the gravity scale in order for us to be gliding in the z-axis, we're going to choose a value of 0.07. And for the air control, we can type 0.7. The air control controls how much in the air you want your character to be controlled, like how precise. And let me see if that's all. I'm just organize this a little bit. So what's happening here is just the velocity z is going to be changed only by the gravity scale. So the gravity scale of 0.07, which is low, is going to be modifying the value of the z-axis. So the z-axis is where the character goes up and goes up and falls. And then when you press the right mouse button, so the character is going to be gliding. So like the gravity scale is affecting the z-axis in this case. So that's gonna make us glide. Now we want to play our animation. So to do that, it's very simple. Just click on play, animation. The target here is going to be, of course, the mesh. Move that up a little bit. And then the new animation to play is going to be glide, of course. Copy, save. When we hit play, and there you have the animation. And I think that's pretty much everything for here. Now we're going to want to stop the animation when we stop gliding. So to do that, we're going to copy the mesh, paste in here. Okay, so now we can collapse all those nodes here. We can collapse nodes and say glide, just like that. If you press the right mouse button when you are in the ground, it plays the animation of glide, and we don't want that. So what we're gonna do here, before pressing, we're gonna check if the player is touching the ground. So is moving on ground, and hold B to get a branch. Connect the return value to the ignition. Press here, just connect the pins. So now our problem is solved. No, it's not solved. Wait, it has to be false. No, it's solved. I'm pressing the right mouse button, it doesn't work anymore. And when I jump, it works. So now we need to call the stop gliding animation. So here, we're gonna copy all this. Just Ctrl C and Ctrl V here. And then when we release, we're gonna set the return values to the default ones. So here on the velocity Z, connect to the velocity Z. Gravity scale. Okay, so the gravity scale for stop gliding is 2.5. And the air control is gonna be 0.1. There we go. And now we need to set the animation to stop. So to do that, we'll get the mesh. Let's set animation mode. And it's gonna set the animation mode to be the blueprint. And then we can collapse all this. And then we can say this stop gliding. Stop. There we go. When you press play. Okay, go to stop again. Set the gravity scale to 2.5 and the air control to 0.1. Compile, play. Sorry, when we glide and then when we release the mouse button, the gravity scale and the air control goes back to the default values. If you want, in the next tutorial, I can make a more advanced glide system, a little bit more advanced. That uses the animation blueprint. So if you guys want it, let me know in the comments. Alright, see ya.